Have the light on, or will you know when we're live?
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Hy-Vee today. This is Tony Tone, getting ready to head to the set and get things rolling today. Did you know that today, Tuesday, February 19th, it's the 19th, right, Lori? It's the 19th all day. Today is National Chocolate Covered Mint Day, and this is my favorite chocolate covered mints. And admittedly, I haven't had a lot of them whilst being on a diet. And these are Andy's Creme de Menthe, and they're just marvelous. So the other thing you might not know is that they've got a mint beverage at Starbucks. So if you find yourself wanting to fully celebrate Chocolate Covered Mint Day, you can do it with Andy's mints, and you could also achieve that at the help of Starbucks. Now, I have my high-fat keto drink, and we're going to take a little stroll back to the set if we could. It's nice and warm, Ryan. Yeah, so we're going to get things started in just a second. I'm really excited to have our first guest making his first appearance on our show. That's Brian Steinman, who's the Director of Public Works for the City of Muscatine. You want to talk about a department in the city that's been busy? Wow. They have been pushing a lot of snow this winter, and as we are doing this show live on Tuesday morning, we know that we have a chance for more snow coming later this afternoon and into the overnight. Not excited. Listen, it gets to a certain point where you're like, oh, the snow is pretty, it looks good, kids like to go sledding. We're at the point now where we're just miserable. And Facebook reminding me once again that just a couple of years ago, on this very date, February 19th, it was nice enough to where I was downtown Muscatine along the riverfront with my kids. So will spring ever get here? We'll find out. Let's officially start the show and get this thing rolling. How many mints can we eat?
Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Getting my steps in this morning. How many steps was that? Not enough is the answer. All right, Hy-Vee Today. So good to be with you, of course. Our guest, as I was saying, is making his first appearance on the show with the Public Works Department, the boss Public Works, City of Muscatine. Brian Steinman is here. Brian, I would just like to say publicly, and to all the folks that are going to watch this live or that are going to watch this tonight on cable or sometime in the future, it is not your fault that we have had record snowfall for 2018, 2019. Is that correct?
That is correct. Thank you for acknowledging that, yeah.
It's easy for folks to think, it's got to be your fault, Brian, but it's not the case. You would probably agree with me. And again, just this morning, you know, Facebook does that thing where it'll show you what happened a couple of years ago. And there's pictures from 2 years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, with myself and my kids at the Lucas Street Park and downtown along the river. And my kids had short sleeve shirts on.
Yeah.
And we're sitting here this morning anticipating another snowstorm.
More snow.
Ay.
It's been a year of record for sure for us, and I just want to extend my gratitude to the Public Works staff. They've done a fantastic job this year. The men and women that drive the plow trucks. Mm-hmm. Really, it's a team effort for Public Works, from the front desk all the way down to the street and sewer crews, the transportation, the transit guys and women that drive those buses. That we're all working together to try to make the city livable and drivable. It's a lot that goes into it, but we're doing our best out there. So they're working really hard.
They're really doing a great job. And I have said that even without you sitting next to me. And I would say that often when I was on the radio, because I can appreciate and acknowledge the amount of time that they're spending behind those giant snowplow trucks. And there's nothing that aggravates me more than when we are forecasted to get a lot of snow. We get the snow, and then the city kindly says, move your vehicles so we can plow the snow, and then people don't move their vehicles. And then you can tell when that happens when you drive down a street and you see these sort of squiggly lines, and I don't know if folks just don't understand those plow trucks, Brian. They're massive. Those blades are humongous.
Yeah, they are.
They're absolutely massive.
You know, we understand that not everybody has off-street parking.
Right.
Obviously, if they did, that would be fantastic. So we do our best to go around, and people will see the solemn track, if you will.
Sure.
And I've done it myself. I jumped in a plow a couple times this year and tried to move some stuff with a pickup truck later on.
Jeez,
and after the cars move, if we have time, we'll go back and we'll try to plow those areas back to the curb. But like I said, we do our best, and we're trying to do what we can with what we have. So,
well, and at a certain point, I mean, it's like I don't know what the totals will end up being at for this winter, but it'll seem like every bit of 50 plus inches of snow.
Yeah,
we're getting close to that amount.
We're over that already.
We're over that.
Yeah.
Okay, great. There's picture one of the plow trucks, by the way.
Right.
And they do an amazing job. It's so much snow. I always wonder, and I don't even know if people understand this, that don't live or work downtown, the amount of effort that it takes to cleaning up downtown, because that snow all has to go somewhere, correct?
Yeah, and so what happens typically with downtown, well, anywhere around town, is our plows will go through the middle of the street first and plow it out, so people have an access point to get on the street and get out to the main arterial roads. We start with those first. And then as we have time, we'll come back around and plow back to the curb.
Gotcha.
The downtown gets the same treatment. It gets plowed out. It gets plowed to the curb. And then we actually have a contract with a local contractor that comes in and hauls that hauls that snow into dump trucks. We take it down to the transfer station and we dump it down there. So we've got a mountain of snow down there that's taller than this building. It's just crazy. Yeah. So I ran some stats before I came, and last year we had 20 snow events and about 45 inches of snow. This year so far, not including this weekend, we had 16 snow events and 53 inches of snow already.
It's unbelievable.
And that doesn't count what happened this weekend and what's coming tonight and tomorrow. And
it's crazy.
Yeah, it just keeps on coming.
So we've got some great pictures of the different plow trucks. Oh, I apparently put Brian's microphone in a bad spot. He's got a fantastic beard. We had a little beard scratch. I wish I could grow a beard, Brian, but I work at Hy-Vee. All I can have is this.
You can wear a face net?
I could wear a face net. Yeah, that's what we need on this show, is me and a face net. All right, so yesterday was a holiday. You had the day off, maybe. I don't even know if you did, because of the snow that we got. So talk about that, when it's forecasted to snow, and then when it shows up, it doesn't matter what time it starts. The snow that we're looking at for tonight, Tuesday, might not start until later this evening into the overnight.
Right.
So at what time is it your decision? Is there a schedule? If it snows during this time, we'll get out and plow then? Or how does that work? Because I don't know that.
So the street superintendent is the one that makes the call.
Okay.
He is very in tune with the weather forecast. He has all of the plow drivers on phone and calls them. So we have two shifts.
Okay.
We have what we call a day shift and a night shift, and they run a 12-hour shift. So they're in the plow truck for 12 hours at a time. Sometimes 6 days in a row. We like to get them a day off as much as we can.
Wow.
They weren't able to get off yesterday. They worked Saturday, obviously, Sunday. So what will happen is, though, so that the superintendent will make the call. He will call in whatever crew is up. If the day crew is already in, they will plow until 7 o'clock at night. The night crew comes in at 7, and they'll plow until 7 in the morning. And then they swap. We've got 6 trucks with with blades and plows and salt spreaders on them. So we run 6 drivers, 6 routes, 24 hours a day until we're done.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I know that you all are doing a good job. I guess I live on an emergency route. I don't know, my road.
Okay.
I live on Clymer, and for whatever reason, it seems like Clymer gets plowed more so than maybe other side streets. I don't know if that's true or not, or if somebody at the city just likes me, which is also fine, by the way. But yesterday morning, Monday morning, I was awake with my 4-month-old, and I heard the plows at 3:35 a.m. And I just thought, it's 3:35 in the morning, and there's 2 plow trucks going down my street. It's just been, I don't want to say it's been hell, but it's been tough. And I just hope that people realize, when you see these plow trucks, there's people behind the wheel. Yes, they're choosing to do the job, but nobody has predicted this type of winter, and the fact that it would last as long as it is. Right. And that being said, I mean, social media is not doing us a lot of favors. Yesterday there was a blurb that went up that said, well, we may still have snow into March based on some weather system that was coming in from Europe. And I just thought, that's just ridiculous. Like, at a certain point, spring will get here and you'll get some relief. But then at the same time, Brian, what happens, and this is, again, where I don't think people understand the correlation between nonstop plowing for however many days, however many hours, and then when it's not snowing or freezing, your public works crews are trying to get out and repair some of the roadways, because when you're dropping massive hundreds or 1,000-pound blades on pavement, potholes can be formed. And again, we can't blame you or anybody at Public Works for the potholes. And for the people that are just trolling on Facebook complaining about it, guess what? Brian and his crew are well aware that it happens. And sometimes it can't be prevented when you're dropping massive blades, right?
It can't be prevented anyway. It's just it's the nature of moisture in pavement. So you get water in a crack, it freezes, and then it drains somewhere. So a couple days ago when it was warm, it freezes, so now we're going to have more potholes. I thought our guys did an excellent job last week. They were out 2 days, and they filled hundreds of potholes in a matter of a couple days. And it was sorely needed, obviously, and we obviously know that. But we appreciate, people can call into Public Works and report them. We add them to our list. We go out and we take care of them as soon as we're able to. Once the guys are if they're not plowing, we have to have them clean up the trucks. They need to be washed down. The blades need to be repaired. Everything needs greased, and then so we can go out for the next event. So we have crews doing that. We have crews filling potholes. It's nonstop this time of year, and like I can't say enough about how well these guys are handling it. It starts out, they look forward to the overtime. It's like, get some extra money, have a nice Christmas, whatever. Now it's just like they're just tired.
Right. That's what I said when we were walking back. I said at this point we're just like, enough already. Yeah. Right. And as I keep saying on this show, the only people that should really be this excited about this much snow are the independent plow truck drivers. A friend of mine sent me a text yesterday and he said, why don't we next year just buy a truck and a plow? And I said, because as soon as we would do that, it wouldn't snow. And I grew up, my dad's retired Chicago cop, and for, 30 years of his life, he operated a side business, and that side business was plowing snow. And some winters were better than others. My dad doesn't plow anymore, but this winter reminds me of one that happened, I think, when I was either in high school or college. And my dad made $70,000 plowing snow that winter. That's what people are having, those type of seasons, and it's ridiculous. And for the rest of us, we're just looking for some relief. I mean, we live in such a great part of the country where we have this incredible, river and people getting out and wanting to do some boating. And I'm not sitting here saying I hate winter, but enough is enough, especially for a department like yours. I mean, I don't know if we need to just send like food back with you or hug everybody. I mean, what do you think they would?
They really appreciate the compliments. We try to pass those along when somebody calls in. I make sure that I print those out, put them on our bulletin board. Every time I get an attaboy for the guys, I hand it right to them because they deserve it. They're just busting tail out there, and they want it to end too, trust me. We're all ready for spring and some decent weather. We've got other things that we would like to be doing besides plowing snow. It's just one of those things that just keeps dragging on, unfortunately, and we're making the best of it. We're doing what we can, but it's just been a long winter.
Have you thought about taking one of the City of Muscatine plow trucks and kidnapping the groundhog that lied to us? That lying groundhog.
Yeah, right? It's been tossed around. Man, sure, yeah.
It's just ridiculous that we believe this little furry groundhog. So if we look ahead, not to put the cart before the horse, but spring will get here. Obviously, repairing, patching potholes, but what else will Public Works be doing or hoping to get to that folks might not be aware that is a Public Works department? Something that you guys do, whether it's annually or just things that you're preparing to take care of. Once again, it's not snowing every day.
Sure. Yeah, we've got a lot of street maintenance that we need to be working on. Not only pothole patching, but crack sealing, trying to do preventative maintenance so we don't have these big potholes coming up.
Sure.
That's where our main driver as far as the streets division goes. Our collection and drainage system operators, they're doing their sewer maintenance, things like that. Obviously, solid waste is out there picking up the trash every day when we can. We did cancel a couple days because it was so frigid cold out.
Sure.
The transit buses keep moving and keep moving people around, and so the list is long. There's many little projects that people don't notice. We help with the dog park. We built a berm down there for the dog park.
Dog park is incredible.
We've got a stormwater project coming up across the street from City Hall. So there's a lot of little things that we do while we're not out fixing the streets, in general. But that's our main focus for now.
I think it's so good that you have such perspective in your role, because you could certainly have an excuse to let this winter and things get to you, but you don't have the luxury of that, because this happens, right? Next year we could have and by all accounts, December was mild, 50 degrees, 60 degrees almost, and then all of a sudden, right, we had that snow event in November, December was mild, then January showed up. And it's, if you really think about it, it's really just kind of in January into February now, and we hope that it's done by March. That's a graphic that I saw the other day. So that does not include the 4 inches that we got yesterday. So now we are around 52 inches of snow for the Quad City area and Muscatine area.
We're a little higher than that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And Brian, and again, I don't want this to be, I'm not trying to make this a negative conversation, and there's a lot of positives that we talked about, but one of the things that I keep thinking about is, if they got 36 inches of snow in Minnesota, what's July and August going to look like if stuff starts to run down the river? Because that would be something else that y'all would have to kind of get involved with, correct?
Yeah.
If there's any flooding.
That's something we have
downtown
to consider. And the Corps of Engineers will issue their flood update later on in March. And so we monitor that closely, and we monitor river gauges up and down the river very closely, especially as we get into spring, March, April, when that snowpack starts to melt up north. We have to obviously be aware of that as well, and we have our flood plan in place, and we roll with what nature gives us. Yeah, I mean, what else are we expected to do, right? I mean, until we get to the point where you've got, and I hope we never have automated snowplow trucks. That's how we get Terminators, by the way. If there's ever a snowplow truck that does not have a driver, I never want to see that. Yeah. One of the other things that I just want people to understand, I'm just thinking about some of the ridiculous gripes that I've seen online, and I can sit here and dispel them, but having you here makes it that much easier. When you're plowing as much snow as we've had, over 52 inches of snow this season, and if you have a driveway, Brian, it's never the intent to plow people in, right? Explain to the fine folks that even if you tip your favorite snowplow truck driver handsomely, they will not be able to avoid the snow from going towards a driveway, right? Correct. And when we plow to the curb line. That's the only place we have to put snow. And so even if we go 1 mile an hour, right, we can't stop that windrow from piling up in front of a driveway. That's just the nature of the equipment that we have. So we do the best we can. We don't drive down the roads 35 miles an hour and throw snow on people's front doors. We try to be courteous. We try to be cautious. We don't want any accidents, and so it's just the nature of winter. It's just something that we have to deal with living in the Midwest. You're going to get a little bit of snow in your driveway. And we're sorry for that, but we can't help it. Buy a house without a driveway, problem solved. Listen, real estate market's healthy if you want to get to that point. With being out constantly, and I thought about this the other day when I saw some of the trucks and they were salting, and working at Hy-Vee, getting our hands on ice melt salt has been nearly impossible. Even when we work with suppliers, we went to the point a couple weeks ago where we sent a Tantera transportation truck out of town to pick up salt. Each year, do you kind of budget for a certain amount? I bet over the last couple of years, maybe you've had excess salt, but that doesn't seem to be the case this year, probably. We typically buy 2 barge loads of salt, which is about 3,000 tons of salt. Wow. Last year, we used about 2,500 tons of salt. This year, we're already over 3,500 tons used. So we've gotten into our last year's supply. We're getting low. We still have a few hundred tons left. We have mixed some of it with sand to make it go a little farther. When it gets really cold like it was during those polar vortex weeks, the salt doesn't do much good anyway. So we put down sand just so that we have something to add for grip. Because the salt won't activate that low. So, but yeah, we're rationing, I guess you'd say, our salt right now. We've had other communities that have contacted us and asked if we have any that we can sell to them. And we try to do that when we have enough, but at this point now, we're at the point where we're no longer sharing our salt with anybody else. We're just not able to. How could you? I mean, that's unbelievable. You're buying salt by the barge load. Correct.
That's a lot of salt, y'all. I don't even know if you can, Ryan, if you Google a picture of a barge, I mean, you think about it, you see the barges going up and down the river. That's a lot of salt. And to have gone through what you had,
3,500 tons.
I don't know. Again, is it a crisp high five that your team needs? Is it, the thing
they just
is,
need some rest. Is what they need. They need a break from this weather.
And they will none of the Public Works Department, when it's 90 degrees and 90% humidity, nobody will say boo about it, right? I feel like I've been saying on this show, I will not complain when it gets to that point of the summer. But the good news is, again, with this winter that we've had, it seems like it'll be a less buggy summer. So we'll be able to be outside and enjoy things. Look at that.
Hey, ask and you shall receive.
Jeez Louise, friends. I mean, you could either make the world's biggest margarita or keep your roadways clear.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm glad that you said it got to a certain point where it was so cold. It doesn't matter what you do.
Right.
Nothing is going to make a difference. All right. I do like the fact that you celebrate the successes when people, and I hope that people acknowledge the work that has been going into this year's winter. And one of the things I had written down was proud moments for you, and you kind of touched on it when you do receive that positive feedback.
Sure.
And I mean, I've seen in the 6 or 7 years that I've lived in Muscatine, and I know it's not a standard practice, but there were a couple times I've seen City of Muscatine plow truck driver get out of a vehicle and help somebody push a stuck vehicle that was in the snow. I've seen this was last year, I think. I saw somebody helping an elderly person shovel. Like, I know that's not part of what they need to do, but they really do go above and beyond your crew, and they deserve to be continuously recognized. Right?
They work for the community. They take pride in that. I mean, they love what they do, or they wouldn't do it. I mean, they put up a lot of stuff in their daily jobs, but they're good at it. They're all excellent. I wouldn't trade any of them. They do the best that they can in the situation that they're put into, and like I said, I'm just really proud of the way that they've handled this winter. I mean, all of our staff has come together. We've got different people from different divisions coming in and plowing snow. My secretary went out and plowed snow a couple of days in the alleys with the pickup trucks. The people are just that dedicated. They want to help, and it's contagious. It makes it a fun place to work. And if we ever get over this winter, I think I'm probably going to buy them all a beer. So
there you go. Right, I'm happy to provide that if I could. One of the cooler things I was able to do a couple of years ago was invited to the City of Muscatine Employee Recognition Breakfast, and you see firsthand just how proud everybody is that works for the City of Muscatine, regardless of what department they find themselves in, whether it's police, fire, public works. I mean, it's a great group of people. That is coming up again, I believe, in March or April.
It's usually March or April,
yeah. And at that point, it'll be 70 degrees and nice. You can also dispel the rumor, Brian, that next winter, there was a rumor that you were going to be a snowbird and head to Florida. That's not true, right? You'll be here?
That's not true.
Okay.
No, I will be here.
Good. All right. You heard it here first. So listen, when you're out and about, and the other thing is for people, I just feel like we know usually when it's going to snow. So I don't know why we're still so surprised. Like, they're calling for snow this evening. If you're watching this tonight on cable, look out the window. Sometimes that's all you need to do. Have a decent shovel. I broke 3 shovels this winter.
Wow.
With all this muscle, Brian, it's tough.
Yeah. You might be doing something wrong. Maybe.
Well, I just figure if you ever, lose a plow truck, you can just put me on the front of a truck and I'm ready to go. But I just think we need to be ready, right? I mean, and maybe this will be the last true event where it's, maybe the next couple times it's just less than an inch, or I will say the snow that we got Monday, at least it was kind of powdery. Right? Whether that makes it easier or harder to get rid of, as far as somebody that's shoveling, I don't mind it.
Right.
The wet snow and it's got to be tough on the blades, right? And these trucks that are running nonstop. I can't even imagine the maintenance.
And
right?
that's a piece that I should have said earlier too, is that our mechanics are there around the clock as well.
Right.
So when we have trucks out on the road, the mechanics are out there too, and they're working 12-hour shifts as well. So something breaks down, the guys get it in the shop, and those mechanics take it apart and get it back on the road. It's a team effort, total team effort to keep this thing going, and everybody is just really working hard. So.
Yeah, you can't really afford to not have a plow truck out when it's coming down like it has. So shout out to the mechanics and everybody that's done an incredible job. And right, if you live in a part of town where you feel like once things kind of quiet down a little and there's a pothole that could use some TLC, just call. Don't be the person that jumps on Facebook and complains about it. Right? We know that it's a fact of life and it's something that happens. Here's another thing you could do when you see a pothole in the road. Put your phone down and avoid driving over it. Try that one. That Brian didn't say that. I said that. And I've encountered a couple. And guess what, friends? I had old 10 and 2, this maneuver, not looking at my phone. And here's what I did. I just kind of moved over a little bit this way, or you move over a little bit that way. First of all, I don't even think it's legal to look at your phone while you're driving. And I'm not sitting here, Brian, accusing people of doing that. But it's certainly easy to avoid something if you're paying attention.
Correct. Yes. Right. And like I said, we try to get out there as soon as we can to make those repairs. It's got to be warm enough where we can get into them. If there's ice at the bottom, it doesn't do us any good.
Yep.
So if we get a warm day and we're not plowing snow or moving snow, we'll be out patching potholes, and that's just the nature of the beast this time of year. So.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, I appreciate everything that Public Works has done.
Thank you.
And the fact that I don't really worry about getting to work. I mean, my commute from my house to this store is 6 to 10 minutes. I feel confident in my vehicle's ability to get here. You know, I pay attention to my tires, do as much as I can to clear my driveway, even though part of it's a little icy, a little sketchy. I was kind of hoping Mother Nature would help me out with the back part of my driveway that's like, we're not going to go out that way.
You can find some salt somewhere.
You know, for 12 hours this afternoon, this evening, into the overnight, and into tomorrow. Yeah. You know, the last thing I'll say is I just hope that we can continue to do a good job, because the school, like, we think about the kids going to school, right? Teachers don't want to be in school until June. And that's where, like, the superintendent, you know, and a lot of times when they delay or cancel school, it's because of the buses and having to go out into those county roads that can be a little treacherous. But as far as in the city, our roads are looking good. And I know that that's an important part of it, right, is clearing those roadways near our schools.
Absolutely.
And making it safe for kids to show up. There's some plows in action.
School routes are on the emergency routes.
Yep.
And then we try to get all those major routes done first, then we go in the side streets. But like I said, this year I think our level of service has been above par for
outstanding.
Compare us to other communities, and
sure.
Day almost of the event. So I guess once again, I'm just really proud of our guys and gals that do this work, and they don't get enough credit, but they have my respect, and I know they have yours now, and I really appreciate the chance to blow their horn for them.
Well, when I reached out, I was just like, it makes sense to recognize the work that's gone in. I mean, it's been ridiculous, and we know it's going to be over soon, and we'll be sitting here a month or two down the road and be enjoying the river, and the snow will be there'll be a couple of those piles of snow.
Probably still be some piles at the transfer station.
And here in the Hy-Vee parking lot, we're going to have that, crusty pile of snow come May that's almost melted down. Yeah. Keep up the good work. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for
I appreciate it. Brian Steinman, Public Works Director, City of Muscatine. More snow on the way. The crews will be ready. You just got to, pay attention, and when they ask you to move your car, move it. Right? Move your vehicle. Right. Even if your vehicle is, can't start, ask a neighbor to help you jump it, push it out of the way. It'll go a long way. I tell you what, you don't want to get to that point where there's a car and it's just plowed in. It's not like it's a purposeful thing,
Right.
It's not like my dad back in the day when he would plow grocery stores and there'd be that one car in the lot. My dad plowed in a car once, all right? Just one time. This is 20 years ago. I can admit it now. It was kind of funny at the time, but that's not what's happening. Move your vehicles, pay attention, and just get ready for spring. It'll be here soon. All right, let's go cart cam or aisle cam. Yeah, aisle cam, looking at a giant stuffed bunny. The size of that thing. Almost a little creepy, the fact that it's staring directly into our soul. It's like when I make awkward eye contact with Ryan Broderson randomly throughout the course of the show. He's like that pink stuffed bunny. Mr. Snuggles is the name of that bunny, and also Ryan Broderson's nickname. Mr. Snuggles and I having a staring contest. And there's Dr. Quackenstein, the duck, over there. Those are their names. I'm not making this up. Mr. Cuddles and Dr. Quackenstein III. Reporting for duty. You're finding yourself thinking, Tony, Easter isn't until April 21st. Guess what? It'll be here sooner than later. Thanks, Brian. We've got everything you need for Easter 2019, and we will send our very own Betsy Ross to the seasonal aisle in just a few to show you some more Easter items available at your Muscatine Hy-Vee. Mike Snook just dancing past the set a moment ago. If only we would have been able to capture that. That's okay. All right, 2 guests. I love having multiple guests on this show. Hy-Vee dietitian Kara Zigeman in the house.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming back on. I appreciate it. We just got done talking about snow and the city doing a great job removing snow.
And then we're tired of snow.
We're tired of snow. Kara, I feel like for folks that had a New Year's resolution and they're making healthy decisions, sometimes you get to the point where you're like, it's so cold, I'm so tired of shoveling, I'm just gonna get a bag of Andes mints because it's National Chocolate Mint Day.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say forget the diet. And the thing that I've been saying, I haven't been super strict on my diet, but I've also been really conscious about getting the 10,000 steps with the help of the Fitbit and staying as active as I can be. And I know that you've told me this when I was the strictest person ever, that you got to have things in moderation.
Right.
But just talk about that, right? Like the winter can have an impact on our diet patterns, can it?
Yeah, I think
It's
we all
crazy.
get sort of, we want to hibernate.
Right.
And just sort of have comfort food and just sort of lounge.
Yeah, there's been a couple of days where I was like, oh, it's going to be 50 below. Guess what? I want a donut.
Yeah.
I want a donut because I don't want to think about falling in the driveway again.
Right.
Today, Tuesday, the 19th, one of the reasons you're stopping by is at noon. So if you're with us live, or if you've seen this online, plant-based cooking is back.
Awesome, yes.
We love plant-based cooking. I unfortunately have a board meeting, so I won't be able to attend.
Oh, you're going to miss out.
I feel,
Tony.
I mean, if we look at the past year, I've probably missed 3 plant-based cooking classes.
Right.
And for someone that, again, is always working to incorporate healthier options into my diet, plant-based cooking is so much fun.
Right.
Right?
And today we're going to get to warm up with some creamy wild rice soup.
Oh.
So it's a good soup day.
It's the worst day to miss.
Yeah.
Creamy wild rice soup.
I think that's what's
That
on the
sounds
agenda.
fantastic.
Although, with us, us
Right.
ladies in plant-based cooking, it always can change.
So fresh and fabulous fare. You can see details on the screen. Plant-based cooking, noon till 1 in the Hy-Vee Club Room. Also, a salad, it looks like.
Right, we're going to have a chopped veggie salad with pasta and creamy cauliflower dressing. That sounds unique, doesn't it?
Cauliflower dressing?
I know, it's something new here. So Angela will be whipping that up. It's from Forks Over Knives. So that's a great site with a lot of awesome recipes.
I'm trying to embrace cauliflower more. I've dressed it up a little bit. I've had the cauliflower crust pizza. I know that it's good for me.
You're just not wild.
Well, if I'm gonna be presented with Brussels sprouts or cauliflower, I'm going cauliflower all day, every day, 100%.
Okay.
But it's just, and I don't know. I'm thinking about what I had for lunch a couple times in the last couple of weeks, which was like a steak, and then I had some cooked broccoli and cooked cauliflower with like a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top of it. And I don't know if it's just the aroma when you microwave cauliflower, but as I'm eating it, I'm just reminding myself, like, this is good for me. And then, by the way, I'm having steak, which is great.
Well,
and I know
steak
that's
is-
not plant-based,
right.
but cauliflower dressing is fascinating.
Well, yeah. And you should try roasting those vegetables.
Roasting the vegetables.
Yes.
That's a good
I
tip.
think those are delicious. But they do have sort of a smell when you microwave them. But roasting is awesome.
There's a picture of Brussels sprouts on the
Those
screen.
are delicious.
Today will be Ryan Broderson's last day with the show. He will be retiring to start his own Brussels sprout farm, is what I've been told. The resources like Forks Over Knives. There's so many great places online and various cookbooks for people that, again, are maybe considering going more plant-based. Certainly plant-based cooking, New Paradigm Health Cookery. Angela Woodhouse's website is fantastic. She's got so many great recipes. And then your resource and your ability to help people, even if they're not maybe going vegetarian or vegan, but just working in more plant-based products, you can help with suggestions and sort of subtle changes that people can make, which is, I love that.
Right. It's always great to try something new and look at all the colorful I mean, fruits and vegetables, I mean, you can't beat all the colors of that.
They just add so much pop to your plate. We're
Right.
on Angela Woodhouse's website, New Paradigm Health Cookery. She has got so many fantastic recipes. There is orange broccoli farro salad. That looks great. Mexican potato casserole, tomato kale miso soup. I feel like I've had that before.
Yeah, there's so many delicious things. Those whole grain veggie
Oh
wraps,
my
those
gosh,
are awesome
Ryan,
for
click
lunch.
on the whole grain veggie wrap. What is that? I want to see that bigger picture, please. This is where I make myself hungry on the show. Look
Yeah.
at that. I mean, and again, Kara, like people see that and they think, I don't know if I could ever put that together, but you can.
Right, yeah.
It's just a matter of getting the ingredients and giving yourself some time. Not everything will be prepped in 5 to 10 minutes.
Right, exactly. But you know, those veggie wraps, you can actually make a few of them, and they
Yeah.
actually, the one time we made them in plant-based cooking, we had some left over, and Nancy
Okay.
and myself, we ate them like probably the rest of the week for lunch.
That's awesome.
It was great.
Yeah, it's like the gift that keeps on giving.
Right,
It is
yeah.
really easy to incorporate healthy things into your diet.
Right.
And you just sometimes you just have to look for things that you could sub out.
Right, and
you
even
know?
like with if you don't have time, you know, Hy-Vee shortcuts are awesome. I
Yes,
mean,
yes.
Or you can just go over there and
Super easy.
select what you need.
Right.
And
There's
add
been
'em
so
to your
many
dishes.
times where I've just grabbed a thing of raw broccoli from the shortcuts in the produce department, and it's
Right.
super convenient. One of the other things that I wanted to mention is, and we talked about this maybe a little bit the last time you were on the show, and I say this because you have some of the coupons with you near
Oh.
your dietitian office near the health market.
yeah.
You got a lot of useful information, and then there's always a lot of coupons that you'll have for people to save money on various products. So if you're looking to try something, incorporate something into your diet, you can do so and save money at the same time.
Right, which is nice. It's
Yeah.
often like might be on new products or something that you haven't
Sure.
had before, and so that's an awesome way to try something new.
Yep. Look at these pictures from Angela's
Beautiful.
website, New Paradigm Health Cookery. Plant-based cooking today, Tuesday at noon in the club room here
Right, we're
at
going to
Hy-Vee.
even throw some chocolate in there for you.
Say
So
what?
We're going to have some dark chocolate nut and seed bars.
Are you making this out
Yes.
of the Hy-Vee
Hy-Vee
Balance
Balance?
magazine?
Yes.
Check it out. So nut and seed bars. Wow.
Right.
That's
Right.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty much a bunch of nuts and seeds, a little honey.
And a little
yeah.
bit of
A
chocolate.
little bit of chocolate on top.
You know what it kind of looks like? It looks like a healthier scotcheroo.
I know it does, doesn't
Right?
it? Yeah.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. You know, someone like myself that's done low carb diet now for a little while, and a little bit of intermittent fasting, which I don't want to say the jury's still out on that. I've reaped the benefits of doing a little bit of intermittent fasting. It's helped me maintain and stay the course of the diet. But I miss breakfast, right? Now, I don't not eat breakfast all the time. But one of the things that Barb had pointed out to me in the health market is she said, hey, I just brought in a different kind of like almond flour pancake mix. I love
awesome.
pancakes,
Yeah, I knew
right?
we were supposed to be getting those in.
And
yeah.
there's the dark chocolate
Good.
nut and seed bars from the Hy-Vee website in the Balance magazine, and you can sample for yourself today during plant-based cooking at noon. The pancake mixes, the almond flour. So in the health market, if I thought about this selfishly, I love breakfast, but boy, you could really pack on the sugar and the carbs with
Right.
a regular pancake and then regular syrup. But we've
Right.
got the luxury of these great almond flour pancake mixes and then these even better sugar-free syrups.
Right.
And I'm the kind of person that loves like a blueberry pancake. So I could have a super low-carb blueberry pancake with a sugar-free blueberry syrup.
Yep, you sure can.
And it doesn't sacrifice any taste, right?
Right.
And don't you think that that's what's improved over the last maybe decade or less, Kara, is the ability of these companies, these producers of different products, to say, yes, it's low carb, low sugar, low sodium, but it's not sacrificing the taste, right?
Right, because you don't need all that added sugar and different
Sure.
things. You can use different ingredients and have the same results, but
Yep.
just have a healthier option.
That's what's so impressive to me anymore when I try something. You helped me discover, and I can't think of the name of those bars that I bought, just boxes of the other day. It's a vegan product. Is it new?
Oh,
Something
know
with
what
an
you're
N.
talking
I have
about, yeah.
two of them in my two
I know
boxes
what
in my desk drawer. But it's like it's essentially, it would look like either a protein bar
Right.
or a granola bar, but it's got like 5 total for 5 net carbs.
Right.
And for me, someone that still has a sweet tooth, the chocolate peanut butter one, again, it's vegan, and not that I'm on a vegan diet, but it's basically sugar-free and ultra-low carb. I had one of them yesterday, chocolate peanut butter. It was unbelievable. I wish I could remember the name. It's like a new over.
Yeah, I can envision
it's really
them
good.
right there. They're in the gluten-free aisle.
Yep, that's right, and they're also gluten-free.
Right.
So that's something else that we talk about is the variety of products that are gluten-free. So I think we're in a great point. And especially at a place like Hy-Vee where we have all these options, right? From healthy and a great selection of produce, including organic stuff.
Right.
Because there's certain folks that think organic produce is the way to go. You've got that here, and then the health market is just such a great resource.
There's just so many options available now.
Yeah. And if it's just one of those days where you're like, I guarantee you, in this store, there's mints like this that are sugar-free.
Oh yeah.
They get their sweetness from like a sugar alcohol, like an erythritol or something, but that it's not real sugar. So it won't have the same impact. And as much as I would love an Andes mint, now this isn't bad. Listen, a serving size is 2 pieces, 6 carbs total, and 5 grams of sugar. So
not too
bad. Not as bad as I would have thought.
It all comes down, what, moderation, remember? Yeah.
Right. But again, who's going to open this and only eat 2 of these? I can remember listen, Kara's a dietitian. Let me say. I can remember going out to dinner at places back in the day where they would have the Andes mints. And I was the chubby kid that was pocketing like 7 of them. You know? And then I get in the car and you're just eating it and you're like,
where'd you get those?
Right. And even now, sometimes when we go out to dinner, if they've got like a peppermint, I'll take a peppermint. Again, everything in moderation.
Right.
All right. Good resources abound in this store.
And the Balance
Magazine has so many fun ideas in it, and we showed you the link for this on the website. Sometimes it's just a matter of reading. And this comes to your house in the mail, so you can check this out. You can visit Hy-Vee's website. You can visit Angela Woodhouse's website. There's a lot of great resources. And as I always say and will continue to say, give yourself an opportunity to take a guided tour of this store with Kara. She is a dietitian. She can help you out. Should you have any questions?
Right. We'll have a good
if
time.
you feel like if you feel like you've been trying to make some changes and maybe you're not experiencing the results that you thought. I mean, everybody's body is different, right? And we respond to different ways that we can modify our diet. Certain things will work for folks. I mean, I lost a lot of weight with a keto or low carb type diet. There's other people that have tried it and that maybe haven't had as much success. And that's where you can be such a good sounding board for folks.
Find out what works for you.
Yeah.
And just think we'll get some added steps as we walk the store,
I tell you what.
Especially when the weather's cold outside.
There's been a couple moments, yes, where it's the polar vortex and I'm here at work. And what I like about the I like about the Fitbit, it gives you the friendly vibration. Hey, you've got 200 steps left this hour.
You can do it, right, Tony?
Oh, you can do it easily in the store. But even if you find yourself at a job where you're maybe not as active, you can always make a slight change to your diet and just see the immediate benefits. I mean,
just feel better and be healthier.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, plant-based cooking at noon. Kara's here for you. Please reach out, say hey, and check out things like the Hy-Vee Balance Magazine and all the other great resources that we have in the store. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Last thing I want to mention, and I mentioned this before, that Too Good yogurt.
Oh, that's delicious.
It's so popular. It's tough for us to keep up. We're keeping, I don't know right now. I'm hoping we have some in the dairy department. It's a low carb, low sugar yogurt. It's absolutely fantastic. Can't say enough about it. Not being paid to say that. Well, I mean, I work for Hy-Vee, so technically I'm being paid to say it. But it's a great product. And as someone that loves yogurt, I really was struggling finding a yogurt that was both low carb and low sugar, and it's really good. And what I've done is got the Too Good yogurt, and then I'm throwing in things like blueberries. And at one point, I even put a little shot of Ready Whip on top of it, because Ready Whip, low carb, low sugar. I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel. Watch out for this guy right here. All right. Thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate it. Kara Zigeman, Hy-Vee dietitian. See Kara and the crew today at noon for plant-based cooking. Betsy Ross to the cart cam. We talk about all this healthy stuff, and now we're going to look at Easter candy. Oh, boy. Everything in moderation. I'll tell you what, though. Sometimes you just need a Reese's peanut butter egg, don't you? Oh, my goodness. Sometimes. Not all the time. You know how tempting it is to open this bag of Andes mints right now and have one? Willpower. I feel like if I say willpower enough, it'll work. So here's Betsy Toyota of Muscatine Cart Cam. Shout out to TJ Deere, Jimmy Greenhaw, and the crew at Toyota of Muscatine. New, certified, used vehicles. Find them. Highway 38 here in Muscatine and toyotaofmuscatine.com. Easter showed up, didn't it? It was just a week ago that Valentine's was ruling the roost here at Hy-Vee. And just like that, Easter is things Easter. Ryan Roderson. Yeah, I can't stand peeps. I don't know what it is. It's a texture thing, maybe. I just can't get behind it. Betsy showing us that we have things. Oh, there is a Reese's peanut butter egg, everybody. Look at how good that looks. Oh, my goodness, Betsy. Yes. You are showing us some good stuff. Easter baskets as well. So if you find yourself needing an Easter basket, we've got you covered. And, oh, wait, hold on, Betsy. Do you see those, like, robin egg candies that are just to your left of those plastic eggs? Like, see if you can find those. They should be. Yeah, those things are. All right. The Cadbury eggs, not a big fan, if I'm being honest. And then, look. We didn't totally forget about St. Patty's Day. Is that a St. Patrick's Day t-shirt for $5, Betsy? Grab one of those, if that's what that is. I love that Betsy can hear us. Is that a shirt for $5 for real? That is marvelous. $5 for a t-shirt? That don't even make sense. Betsy, see if they got my size, which would be a medium. Also, any St. Patty's Day hats on display? There's a medium. Yeah, well, you know, I don't want to brag. I'm a schmedium now. St. Patty's Day coming up March 17th, of course. Don't forget about that. Even if you're not Irish, everybody's Irish on St. Patty's Day. Oh, please bring that hat back to me, if you could, Lassie. Heart to ticket to typing. So, Betsy, with the cart cam operating that, it's good to have the cart cam on this show. Makes it a lot of fun to give you a unique perspective from a grocery cart, because when was the last time you, Jody, rode in a grocery cart in a store? It's been a while. Been a while for me too. So check out the seasonal aisle, and there's Brent and Ramona getting things ready for St. Patty's Day. I like looking in the background of this shot. I can see the bakery and all my friends, Mr. and Mrs. Carbs, right over there, and there's some Carbs right back there as well. Hello, Carbs. Miss you. I did have, listen, full disclosure, very transparent. Last night, hosted trivia, Breaking Bad trivia. Thanks to everybody that came out. And I had a half-priced omelet, which came with toast. And that was like the second time that I've had bread since June. And it was, I was just holding the bread like this. Hello, bread. Miss you. It was marvelous. Marvelous. Everything in moderation, right? Everything in moderation. So today, National Chocolate Mint Day. It's National Vet Girls Rock Day, otherwise known as National Army Girls Day. So shout out to all of our service women that have or are currently serving our country. We'll talk to Kelsey Terrell with the Iowa National Guard on the show this week. Thank you, Betsy. Let's see. Let's play America's favorite game. Will the St. Patty's Day hat fit Tony's massive head? The answer, of course, is a resounding not even close. I look like I could take you on a trek of the wilderness. Should I wear it like this? There's so much glitter falling off the hat right now. Heart to ticket to tyven. What do you think, Ryan? Where's me pot of gold? You know what's in my pot of gold? The thing and these mints. Ew, you brought Peeps? Gross. I don't like Peeps. What's the deal with the Peeps? Oh, they're party cake? They're cake-flavored Peeps? Ew. Ooh, 24 grams of sugar? They're literally all sugar. That's a lot of carbs, too. I'm not going to sacrifice the diet for the sake of a peep. How much Peeps could a peep if a peep? Get those out of here. I can't stand Peeps. I'm not a fan. Did you find my size of a shirt? Ooh, XL. I'm not there yet, but I'm close. They only had an XL? They don't got a 2X for the Tone Dog? You know what? $5 for a shirt? Where else can you buy a shirt for $5? I mean, that's a pretty good deal. I'd pay $5 for a shirt. I just like throwing stuff off camera. I'm not going to lie to you people. It's just marvelous being able to toss stuff. And Betsy catches everything. Thank you, Betsy. I'm just kidding. Poor Betsy. Gotta keep her on her toes. There's so much glitter. Glitter everywhere. Right? That's why those hats are $1. I love and Betsy got me 2 of them. Thank you. All right, a couple things I want to mention before we get out of here. My wife's going to be like, why do you have glitter everywhere? I'm going to be like, because Betsy was throwing St. Patty's Day hats at me. A couple things I want to mention. L&M Girls Bowling, Louisa Muscatine Girls Bowling. Did you hear about this? They won the state tournament for the third time in a row, the three-peat. Congratulations to L&M Girls Bowling, proudly repping the Falcons, Falcon Pride. What a great year it's been for L&M Girls Bowling, third consecutive state tournament championship. And then if we stick with L&M Bowling, Dustin Beam was just incredible yesterday, rolling a 300. And I believe in the record books, as far as state of Iowa bowling, that was the third time, only the third time this has happened. L&M, Dustin Beam, a perfect game, no open frames, 300. That is incredible. I think the highest score I've ever turned in when bowling was maybe 200. And I was absolutely, using the rails in the bowling. The bumpers, that's what they're called. So, Dustin, good for you, man. 300 bowling is incredible. And congratulations again to L&M Girls Bowling. Hey, Art, I'm going to win that Apple Watch. We're going to rig that. I already got an email. One of our benefits guys from corporate, Art Wing, is off camera right now. I got an email yesterday saying if I meet with Art for 10 minutes, I could win an Apple Watch. I love Art. I'll meet for 20 minutes. I'll have 2 chances to win. Right, Art? He's a good man. Help me with my life insurance. Art knows that Tony's worth more dead than he is alive, everybody. It's one of those conversations you have and you're like, am I at the age where I talk about life insurance at work? What happened? I used to be cool. Art is very cool. I know you can't see him, but he's very cool. All right. Very good. Nice guy. So what else was I going to mention, Ryan? Okay. Kim Beckman, since she's not at the moment, but while we were doing the show, Kim Beckman, by hand, cutting and prepping for this Friday because we're going to have tenderloin sandwiches for $1.99. Second time we've done this. The first time we did it, we sold out of the tenderloins. It was incredible. So that's this Friday. You can see this advertisement on the back page of the Voice of Muscatine newspaper. The most delicious sale of the year. Hand-breaded tenderloin sandwiches this Friday, $1.99, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. While supplies last. So keep in mind that we could sell out before 7. Stranger things have happened. Add a side dish for $1. I will tell you that last month I enjoyed some of that famous Muscatine mac and cheese. The recipe, unbelievable. Again, everything in moderation. Baked beans, au gratin potatoes, mashed potatoes, variety of vegetables. It is so good. You will be back for seconds. Each and every one of those 3,000 tenderloins, hand-cut and hand-breaded. Last time we did this, I personally hand-breaded 450 of them. It was so much fun to be a part of that. 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., 10 to 7 this Friday, $1.99. You probably have that in spare change in the cup holder of your vehicle, right? You got $2 in your pocket, guess what? Tenderloin sandwich. And it would be one thing to know that those tenderloins were cut by hand and then breaded by hand, but they're served on a bun that is fresh from the Hy-Vee bakery. So it's that much better. It really plays a part, if you think about it, having a good bun to complement that tenderloin that is, of course, going to hang off the bun. You can't miss it. It's going to be just tremendous. This Friday, 10 to 7, I'm actually listening to myself talk about that over the intercom in a recorded announcement at the same time. Thursday, if you don't want to cook Thursday or Friday, and maybe I should have gone in order, but this is my show and I go out of order. So this Thursday, we've got our Thursday night steak dinner ready to go. If you don't want to cook, have steak on Thursday and a tenderloin on Friday. Thursday night steak dinner starts at 4 o'clock. This week, it is a choice flat iron steak. 8 ounces, $8. 12 ounces, $12. All set and ready to go. Loaded mashed potatoes and your choice of vegetable for your side dish. This Thursday and Friday, we're doing the cooking here at your Muscatine Hy-Vee. Don't miss out on it. This Saturday, right where we do this show, right behind where Chad is standing, a couple, Kayla and Isaiah, will be getting married in Hy-Vee this Saturday, 3 p.m. I Do an Aisle 2 is happening. Congratulations to Kayla Peterson and Isaiah Long. They will be getting married here at Hy-Vee. They will be having the reception here at Hy-Vee. We're taking care of everything from the ceremony to the food to the desserts, the DJ. They'll have their ceremony on video, which is amazing, thanks to Media Tree. Saturday night, they'll be spending the night at the fantastic Merrill Hotel in downtown Muscatine, thanks to Lori and Rebecca and the crew at the Merrill for coming on board. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention Mary's Diamonds and Jewelry, which is located in the East Village, Davenport, because they're providing Isaiah with his wedding band, which is like a $300 to $400 value, because that's, I think my band was $350. I get compliments on my wedding band, and that's from Mary's Diamonds and Jewelry, and I appreciate Mary and Terry and Ellen and the crew. I've known them for 12 years now, from for being good friends of mine and supporting I Do and Aisle 2. And let's put the graphic back on the screen if we could one more time, gentlemen. I Do and Aisle 2 will recognize Media Tree, who produces this show, and will be videotaping the wedding. There it is. I Do and Aisle 2, a complete wedding right here at your Muscatine Hy-Vee. I know that says there's still time to sign up, but at this point, the wedding is Saturday, and we are so happy for Kayla and Isaiah, the future Mr. and Mrs. Long, tying the knot right here in literally Aisle 2. That's where we do the show from. Maybe you didn't know that. Now you do. All right, thanks for watching Hy-Vee today. Thanks to CBI Bank and Trust. B.O.B. Bobby Howard on the show next week. The boss at CBI Bank and Trust. Can't wait to see Bob. We've still got some great shows ahead Wednesday, Thursday, Friday here with some first-time guests, which I like bringing people into the fold. And thanks to Public Works Director Brian Steinman with the City of Muscatine. Phil, you're a rascal. We're doing the show, okay? The show's going till noon today, Philly. Look at this picture that a photographer in Des Moines captured. Supermoon at the Capitol last night. Unbelievable. That is a great shot. And I saw that on Facebook. I think it came from the WHO TV station Facebook page. Supermoon. Unbelievable image. And I know Ryan Broderson and Chad probably appreciate that as fans of photography and taking their own cool pics. That is really awesome. I didn't know that the moon was that big. That is rad, everybody. All right. Thanks for watching the show. Appreciate it. I'll try to not forget my wallet tomorrow so that I can pay for my Starbucks. Awkward. Thanks to Starbucks for putting it on my tab, and thanks to you at home for not putting it on my tab. I appreciate it. We'll see you live at 8:30 on Wednesday, and we'll see what happens with the weather forecasted for this evening, Tuesday night. Just be prepared. We live in Iowa. That's it, ladies and gents. Thank you for watching. Take care, and goodbye.
Thanks for watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone.
Be very, very quiet while hunting wabbits.
We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community.
I'm trying to emote for the play that the alumni are putting on in Wilton this Friday, Saturday.
Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.